Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special day, or very interesting day shall I say. I've got this beautiful E46 M3 which belongs to my boy F Speed. That's his beautiful M3, guys. You would know this video, you should click over here. At any moment it will appear for the full review. So basically, right, today's episode we're going to reflect what happened at Santa Pod. We're going to reflect what's happened to my engine on that car, yep, on this car. So what's the plans for that? And also finally, obviously the title of this video is restoring a 20-year-old M3. So today I'm going to document what are the costs and what are the things not right with this car at the moment, what needs fixing, and what it's like to maintain, fuel, everything, and can you run a 20-year-old car in today's day and age. There it is. Quick little walk around, guys, as always. Sorry if I'll park under a tree, unfortunately. It does get littered with lots of leaves. There's a beautiful 4-chord exhaust. Guys, have a little appreciation for a 20-year-old vehicle. Still looks stunning. I love these arches, guys. Look at that. These arches are something else. Then you've got the CSR rims that have got a deep dish, and this has been lowered and spaced out as well. So stunning, absolutely stunning, guys. Love it. Yeah, guys, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Build the channel. We've hit 400, just over 400 subscriptions, guys. I highly appreciate it. It may not seem a lot, but I do honestly, deeply, deep down, appreciate that. Because if you think about it, if I'm in a field full of 400 people, we can do a lot of things. I kept it in gear and I forgot. Oh gosh. Anyway, guys, let's have a quick look inside whilst the beast is warming up. Obviously the iconic lights, guys, for the E46. You know, you gotta wait for all that to disappear. Gotta have that lean at least halfway, obviously, for the water temperature, engine temperature, and the oil temperature. Let it warm up a little bit. Here's the cockpit, guys. Obviously compulsory mask for the climate and times that we live in. What else? We've got a funky, cool looking Motorola phone. Could you imagine this in 2002? Yo, doing a quick dial up and listening to it. That is just insane. Look how technology has come a long way, guys. Look at that. Yep, this car will need a handbrake adjustment. As you can see, it's so high. Yeah, other than that, nice little TV system. Doesn't work at the moment, but I'm sure that'll get sorted in the future. Yeah, guys, headliner and everything. You guys know all about this car anyway. Compulsory drink in the back if you get thirsty. Yeah, I love it, man. Dude, this car, in my personal opinion, I used to have a 330 Ci, so the second best in this range model, and I personally believe the dimensions of this car is spot on, even for modern day standard. It's not too long and it's not too short either. It's just spot on. It's perfect, especially for a two-door. And yeah, this is why they're rising highly in value, not just because of the dimensions, the drive, the engine. You know, this car was certainly ahead of its time. I know its competitor was the AMG C32, but in my personal opinion, it seemed a bit boring. They do seem a bit boring. I'm sure, you know, they were V6s. I think they were supercharged, if I'm not mistaken. So they might have had a bit of poke in the straight line, but however, they were boring, man. Not that I've driven any. If anyone has any, please message through. I'd love to experience it. But I personally found them boring just by the looking of it, and you can see from the prices, really, they're far cheaper than an E46 M3. This one's obviously a manual. It's got a short shifter on it, so it's pretty cool, pretty nice. Yeah, air condition, everything that you need, really. Obviously this cool button, but I'm gonna keep the roof on just so you guys can hear me better. Anyway, so yeah, guys, before we get on the reflection, I quickly want to update you guys what this car actually needs. So I'm gonna roll in the clip from BMW inspection right now, and I'll catch you in a bit. So as you saw, guys, it needs the minor things such as sump plug, which is probably about around £6. I got a quote from a mechanic. Sump plug to front right suspension, McPherson strut or the strut anti-roll bar, needs brake pads and discs, a couple of fluids, you know, brake fluid and power steering fluid, and obviously, as mentioned previously, the handbrake as well. So we're gonna get all that sorted today, guys. I'm going to my mechanic I've used for a long while. They're not, you know, German car specialists. They're not high end, but they're certainly not low end. They're a great bunch of guys. They've always helped me out and especially looked after me with prices and whatnot. So with the permission of F_speed, I'll be taking it there today and hopefully making an order for the parts, getting the car done, documenting it, and of course I'll be revealing how much it costs, how much was the cost, how much was the labor, how much, and you know, how much everything. Really, I can't stop saying how much today. So yeah, now going back to the reflector. So Santa Pod was a very interesting day for me. As you saw from the videos, for those who watched, it was a emotional day to say the least. You know, it was lots of ups and downs. You know, went in there, you know, buzzing, full of energy and whatnot, but completely sort of went over my head to know that it was my first time. Went in with a car that's intake's in the wrong place, so it's heat soaking. The exhaust wasn't the best to begin with anyway, and it was highly restricted as well with the twin back box. On top of that, cold tires, not even cold tires. Hang on a second, guys. Whoa. Sorry, man. Oh boy, you can never get down. A bit more. Oh my days, this car has so much drama and anger. Love it, man. There's nothing better than an NA. I'm telling you guys, boost is amazing, supercharger is amazing, new hybrid systems out of this world. But for an NA engine to sink and grind out its power is something else, man. But yeah, guys, sorry, I was trading my foot. So it had cold tires. Tires have been on the car for 3 years, and on top of that, you know, they must have had flat spots. So putting that all into consideration, and it being my first time with the nose kicked in, so as you saw, I launched it initially, and the exhaust flexi pipe manifold bit after the manifold blew. On top of that, the confidence went right down to the floor. Whilst I was there, I was being warned by Big Manting and Jamin from Big Manting and his crew and everyone, you know, out of the kindness of the heart, to be careful with the drive shaft. Honda drive shafts are not, you know, bulletproof. They do tend to snap, especially at Santa Pod. So having all this in my head and I'm lining up, there's so much so yeah, guys, that's my reflection. Reflection is hopefully to come back better tires, as mentioned, better exhaust, better inlet, more confidence, and yeah, some more tricks up our sleeves to hopefully crack 14.9, which I'm sure I can definitely crack. Honestly, I could probably crack it if I went the following day, but yeah, it was a good learning curve. Moving on, what happened obviously to my DC2? You guys have probably seen the video. I've put up a little short mashup, you know, made up quick vlog, and it wasn't really filmed perfectly because I never anticipated that going on a run with my car in Mexico, with my car blew up, and that was very, very, very strange. At the time, obviously, you just gotta laugh, really. It's not the end of the world. It's a bit of metal, it'll be repaired. There's many K20s about and whatnot, but I mean, it's just like the timing of it was not ideal. So that car is right now is parked. It's parked, and as you saw from the previous shot, and whenever I'm financially capable of, I'll be fixing it. So so now the argument is, do I get a K20 or do I go K24? Now, not just any K24. I've got an option to go for a K24 JDM, which is apparently a bit better than the UK or European K24 engines off the Honda Accord. I think it has better valves or something, but typically anything JDM, anything the Japanese do for their own nation, is a bit superior than what we will get, which is fair and square. You know, you gotta look after your people. So I could go full K24, pure K24. However, I'm hearing it's a bit of a lazy engine. It doesn't like to rev as high as a K20. So there's pros and cons. K24 has more torque, but a K20 revs higher. The K20 head flows better than the K24, but it's a K24 JDM, so it's a bit, or do I do the best case scenario? Get a K20 head in a K24 bottom. So essentially it's called a Frank build, or a Frankenstein, and it's best of both worlds, and get it mapped. And obviously by getting it mapped and tuned or whatnot with what we have, with better exhaust, obviously the ECU K24 we're running on the DC2, and getting it proper mapped, it will definitely produce more than 251. I'm suspecting well over 260s. That's what I'm suspecting, but with a lot more torque. But however, getting a K20 with labour, and obviously getting the chain done, and obviously getting the chain, I don't care if the engine someone provides me with 0 miles, I am getting the chain done. Honestly, like, you just learn a lesson, really, not to take these things for granted. But to be fair to everyone, no one would have, hang on a second, no one would have anticipated the chain snapping on a K20 like that. The OEM chain tends to stretch, I'm hearing, but this one just snapped. It snapped and it blew a massive hole. So cost wise, sorry, keep going off track. Cost wise, K20 chain plus labour, and obviously someone to look after me as well, looking about £1,000, I reckon, £1,000. K20 head, K24 JDM, new oil pump, because you have to do this modification, new oil pump, new chain, and there's possibly chucking in some second-hand cams in there just to treat ourselves. You're looking about what, over £2,000, over £2,000. Looks like the goodies have arrived. Time to fit them in here. Guys, have a look at this. This is the old disc. Look at the lip on that. That lip is very aggressive. Well overdue for a change. And here is the 20mm spacer. It looks like 20mm. Yeah, 20mm spacer. This is what gives you the stance look on the M3. Right guys, right, we're finished from the mechanics. Some good news and some bad news. So basically, upon inspection, we realized that the brake line wasn't as bad as BMW said so. We scraped it a little bit. Well, let's say with the mechanics, they give a little scrape to see the surface, and it seemed to be fine. You know, it's a little bit minor surface rust, nothing major, nothing to be extremely worried about as of yet. Having said that, so then the next issue was the shock absorber. We didn't even change the shock absorber. The sole reason was I think it was a bit of a miscommunication. The mechanics thought that this car is just lowered on springs, or something along those lines, and they presumed this like sort of OEM specs. So they ordered the parts. One shock absorber came, they realized it wouldn't fit. Another one came, then they finally realized that the ones that are on here are aftermarket shocks and springs, and quite adjustable. So unfortunately, we couldn't fix the front right dampening, front right damper. And but anyway, money wise, right, this garage, premium oil was around 55 quid, oil filter around 7 quid, not bad. Drop links, £15 each. Power steering oil, £13.67. .4 brake fluid, £11. So the parts were a total of £116.67, and labour was £200. Unfortunately, everything's taxed in this country, so VAT on top of that was £63.33. So in total, £380 on the dot. The brake pad and disc were provided by us, so they charged only around 50 quid to change the fronts, and probably another 50 quid to fit in the drop links, and the rest was, you know, just fiddling with the car. So yeah, I'm gonna take it for a test drive. Right, so I've been driving for about 20 minutes on and off town, a bit of traffic and whatnot. Immediately the drive feels much better. The drop links have made a huge difference, even though the suspension is still the same, it's still leaking, it hasn't changed yet. The brakes obviously feel much better, the brake pedal feels much sharper. So all in all, a bit of positivity, which is good, and yeah, can't wait to produce more content with this beautiful car before I give it back to its rightful owner. And anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed today, or this segment at least, and we'll catch you in a bit. Take care.